Hello, hello, hello there. I need music. I need that's startup music. But anyway, welcome back to my channel. It's Pumzile here. Conversations time. I'm going to Soweto to meet my girl next door. We're gonna talk about single parenting, love, life, mental illness disorders, depression, and everything, Jay, about her personal life, her journey, her story, which I am so looking forward to. Guys, I am here. We are at Ritflay. The place is called Gathering of the Beans. It's a beautiful coffee shop. So I'm looking to have it as a home of conversations where my guests, when I invite them, we're gonna come and have proper shoes here. We're growing. Let's take 2021 on a high. But I'm excited. I know there's so much negativity going around. I'm feeling scared. I'm feeling sad. But you know what? We're still alive. We're still blessed. So I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna do my bit where I wake up every day with an intention. I wake up every day and tell myself that while I'm still here, the purposeful living will continue. We'll share our stories, we'll share people's stories, we'll share journeys of hope, of love, of opportunities. There is so much that we can still do, in our lives, and just enjoy the blessings of being alive, enjoy the blessings of the gift of the talents, the gift of what God has given us, each and every one of us. We are here because we are here for others. We are here because there is something that we came here for. So let's continue to live. Let's have beautiful days every day and try, even in the hardest days, let them beautiful. Let them be beautiful. Let them be what it is. Acknowledge. That's why all the emotions are there in life for a reason. For a reason to know what does it mean to be a human being. Guys, please subscribe. Thank you so much. I think we are on 75 or 76 subscribers on YouTube. Please continue. I am grateful. I am blessed. Continue to share the channel. Continue to tell everybody else that we have stories to tell, and they're beautiful stories that we can share. And let's get the YouTube channel growing. Counting to the 100 subscribers, so that we can see where does this channel take us. So 2019, we had conversations with Pumzile. It was an event where I invited different people and we shared different topics. The guests who had written books, people who have big spiritual inclinations, religious people. So we spoke about life, we spoke about parenting, we spoke about security, we spoke about a lot of things. So I'm hoping to have conversations with people again. 2, here at Replay, here at Gathering of the Beans. So check it out on Instagram, but I'll post on their socials so that we can share the light and we can just plan, So for seriously, our president says 50 gathering, that's enough, we will do it. So thank you so much. Remember to subscribe, hit the bell so that you will be notified on the next video. Thank you. Join me as I go to Soweto to see my girl next door. Yes.
What's that? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's coming.
Now turn left. After 800 meters, turn right.
Left and right after some meters.
Yeah, we are here. Conversations with Upumzile. Sihambile sisekasi sise Soweto. Oh my god, I'm excited. I'm with my family, my home. Tshepiso, girl next door. When I say conversations with Upumzile, the girl next door, what I mean is not about this girl next door, but is about my girl next door. So Tshepiso, Libori sugar babies, Varona,
Welcome,
Yay! Yeah, thank you guys. We invited ourselves here, but I know we are welcome. Are we welcome here? How welcome are we? If we're gonna sleep over, okay. No, another video is coming. In bed, pajamas. You see the invites? We're going far. We're doing this again. So how's 2021 treating you? So school is opening, I think the 25th, isn't it? So you still have about 2 weeks to go.
Yeah, I can't.
You can't. Why?
I didn't pick in school.
Why? How so? So what are you doing now at home? What are you enjoying in being home for now?
Watching TV.
Yeah?
Playing with my friends, playing soccer.
Mm-hmm. So are we looking at the soccer star?
Maybe.
Maybe future. We're telling you soccer star, and you my baby girl. You see the girl with the yellow hair. Guys, watch this face. Oh girl, what's in the girl? Nothing. Okay, for no reason. Future. As we tell the future, where are we going? What are we doing in the future?
Nothing.
We're gonna be a lawyer. Oh, okay. I nearly said she's okay. I must skip, but hell no. We're not. So this is our lawyer. Okay, guys, no crime, but we have lawyers coming. Guys, thank you so much. It's so good to be here. Yes. So I'm gonna talk with Mommy about your life, about the journey, about everything, and you too. More about you too. Really, more about one. Do you know what? This is my sister. This is my girl. And I'm sleeping. Show. Just a leg of it. Okay, guys, we having fun. We're gonna have beautiful conversations. Libona, basazenza shy. Bangathi sidivela. Ngabona amanyama. Yes. So we have so much to do. We're having fun. So conversations with Pumzile. We are here.
Give it a big thumbs up if you like it.
Oh yes! Do that for me. Tell them what they must
And
do.
subscribe.
Subscribe.
And
Thumbs up.
leave a comment below and turn on the notification
button. I need to take you everywhere. I don't know how to say that, but yes, she said it. What do we say? Subscribe.
Give it a big thumbs up.
And then
comment down below and
notification. Yes! Thank you guys. Do the things. Banjeli, they're so happy.
Hello, Mama Pumzi.
Introduce Bo Baby, Mabito.
Here we've got our superstar, Tshepiso Shongwe. He is called by Mbasuma. He plays for the Dubs in Dobsonville, and he plays under 10. He's our striker for the Dubs in Dobsonville, so please look out for him. He's our superstar. And and right here we've got the cook, who's Bukamo, so she loves the kitchen. She's always busy and helping Mommy. But basically these are my A team, and more retori Mama Pumzi, Remita Mama Pumzi Rona Mohaya. But we're so happy to have her here today, and we're surely going to have nice conversations, and we will see how it goes.
Yes.
But as Bukamuso said, please subscribe.
Do the
things that does the parts, and obviously leave a comment and share, please, guys.
Share.
Thank you so much.
We
hope that you will love the conversations, and we hope that you will find something fruitful out of the discussions.
Thank you. So you know what I want to do? I want to invest in the a theme song or a song. When we start doing them, go like, here's a song, and then we do the thing. Hey guys, we are here. So we must find that song. We will
Definitely find the song. We'll hold it in the actual recording.
In. Welcome again. We are here. So introductions. This is Upumzile, the girl next door. This is Tshepiso, my girl next door. Tshepiso Shongwe. We've known each other for years. When I mean years, like years. It's been decades. It's been decades. How we met, it's also a beautiful story of life. You know, when you start changing your life, I was working for government somewhere for a very long time. When I needed change in my life, I moved. And I moved to this company for only 1 year. Only 1 year. And I knew why I had to be at that place, because that's where I met this beautiful person. Rivonia sent in. Morning dog. Oh, I love this girl. So it was like,
You are revealing the files. Keep them files.
No, oh, she's gonna be my girl. And to this day, it happened.
2007 and till now.
Till now, 2021. This is where we are. So Tebi, I know I've shared a little bit about why I'm doing conversations with the Pumzile. I feel I have people that I admire abroad, overseas. You know, I have your Oprahs, your Ianlas and all. But I always have that thing that when we share, when we talk about things or we meet people, there's so much depth in us.
True.
But it's not shared because we are not Spani bani, you know. So my platform is about that, because Girl Next Door is can go through so much, and you can see them do better, do okay in life, and you don't know where they get the strength. So that's why I do what I do, and that's why I'm starting with all my girls next door. That where I know you from, like, go right or die. Definitely.
Siyabonga for acknowledging us the unqualified, because that's where we always seem to package ourselves and box ourselves. But through everything, I think because we regard ourselves as unqualified and unknowns, sometimes it's better for us to be in those spaces, because that's when you feel really or safe as an individual, because of agekho umuntu okwazelayo, and not your private, not everything about you or your private life is out there and exposed to everybody to know. And sadly, khona ezinye izinto that we go through that we also don't have an opportunity to discuss with other women or to engage with other people, so that maybe most beg, sometimes you actually say, am I in the right path? So there's sometimes a lot of question marks to say, okay, fine, how do I do this? How do I do that? And sometimes you don't want people to know your weaknesses. You feel guilty if I'm going to share, if I'm going to engage, or if I'm going to say to a person, are those people going to understand? Are they not going to mock me because I have now said this is my issue? Or are they going to judge me based on what my challenges are? Or are they going to use it as a weakness to get to me in the future? So whatever. So sometimes we do get so paranoid with our surroundings, so much that you end up losing your confidence, you end up losing your personality, you lose your self-esteem, you lose yourself as an individual because of the pressures that comes from society.
My key to that, losing, also we lose, like for instance, when you go in your shell, when you start I lose you. I lose time with you. Because it happens as well, where we're thinking we lose everything else, but we get robbed. Because of that stigma.
Sadly, I think life for some reason is not as open as we want it to be. It's very easy for us to trust. It's very easy for us to open up in some instances.
Or close circles.
And also, it's also very easy to build walls. Depending which you know how kile wacha wachiswa ke stofo. There is no ways you know, yes, kitchen and everything, but you now know you know what, there are red tapes that or measures that you need to put around the kitchen so that the burnings and whatever, so to prevent them. How do you get around that? So Libatu, what I've realized is you can be an open book, but you will still find people that will have their opinions over you, over the things that you do, over your decisions, and overall. And that's okay. You know, I've learned to say it's okay for a person to judge me. It's
And
okay
decide,
for
yeah.
a person to have their opinion upon me.
That's what it
because at the end of the day, I sometimes take those inputs. I look at them as inputs, and I look at them as critique, so that when I sit and reflect and evaluate myself, and I say, what is it that they're trying to tell me, Kanna? Because at the end of the day, not that I'm saying it's imperative for me to change who I am, but all I'm saying is, can there be
The
adjustments?
mirrors, yeah, because they are mirrors. People can be mirrors.
Yes. I mean, people don't just walk in and out of our lives for no reason. And everything it's bound to be there. Whatever that is happening, more life in your house right now, it's where you are supposed to be at that point in time. But the only thing is, what is the lessons that we are taking away with every valley that we are in, with every experience, with every challenge? What are the lessons that we are taking away with as individuals? Because of growth comes in different forms and in different ways. And at the end of the day, I think if it hadn't been the experience,
all those things, they wouldn't get you to where you are.
Yeah,
or
like,
where you would be.
Maybe going sat there holding on to somebody with dear life, thinking, no, you cannot leave my life because of, or maybe and being another child at 36 years old and still staying at home. You
Right
get what
there,
I mean?
Right there. You know, your story, I think, okay, I'm getting goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps. Yeah, sometimes it's very difficult to talk to somebody that you know so much. Tshepi, with like everything that you've said already comes to why I wanted to have this conversation with you. I would like to now to know and share your deepest. Tshepi, single person, hip and happening, going everywhere else. You had hopes, Uguti, you would get married one day and all that. Tell me more about love life and you hoping to be in a marriage, kids, and full setup. How has life been for you with the dream as a young girl? If you dream to, like, hey, weddings and all that, we dream of such, but sometimes it doesn't happen. What's your story in terms of you as Tshepi in love, romance, partnership, marriage, parenting? What's your journey? Where did it start? And to where it is now?
These are files for real.
I know, right?
So we met with baby dad about more than 10 years ago, and our thing was not serious. He was just the guy that I knew, and we worked Erivonia, so too he worked for a particular company I worked for. Started traveling together because I had a car. And I said, dude, get our lift, and you can pay me on a weekly basis, whatever the case is. And it worked out like that. And we happened to just gel. And I wouldn't say we fell in love really. It was just one of those crazy moments. But at the time, I think I was 27, 26. And growing up, monogationing, there's always like this thing of all your high school friends have children, and then when only one, and now you're starting to doubt for and I don't have, and then you are thinking, okay, second born, zero. Is there a problem somewhere? Dear God, somewhere, or is this normal? And funny enough, I didn't accept that was my normal, or that my time had not come. But I kept on pushing these conversations with God to say, okay, fine, even if it's just one. Just in no, you are normal. There's nothing wrong. And for me, though, Shatanini was not even the issue, but it was more of, if I can have just one child, or bigger, and then fine. So luckily for me, how it turned out, when he found out we were pregnant, it was lovey-dovey, it was exciting, both families were happy because it was his first and it was my first. So that was a blessing. So the excitement was there through and through. And we moved in together at some point after he went ekayovela. I would say, you know, I have to do something, you know. And obviously, Tina, it's either uklonsa the damages or walobola or whatever the case is. So he was like, nah, I'm here. You know what, guys? Nakibati, these processes, can I just do one thing if it's like it's a good law? And then after that, we moved in together and we had a second baby.
Oh wow! In the space of
less than 3-4 years.
But I remember that moment. We're like,
funny enough,
yeah, dude.
You know when that child came, I was like, yo, like, yeah, no, can matter, but not now. Can we pause this and then can I do my life, empower myself, do this? Because I still had big visions of upskilling myself and empowering myself and getting to know more about the industry that I'm in, and also other industries where I could possibly do my own thing without having to depend on. But the child was there, and funny enough, I was in denial for like 5 months or 4. And every time when somebody asked when I'm pregnant, I got blind. Oh, no, but
we're laughing about the whole maternity leave. What am I having?
You know, it was like, you just came back from maternity leave, now you're going again. Like less than a year, guys. But I think what happened is Bukamoso became a blessing more than anything. She became her name, the future, you know. And I look at my children right now because it's 2010, it's 2011, so you can imagine there's less than a year apart. And he's 10, she's 9, you know, but
almost twins.
Yes. I was pregnant with twins and then I had them in separate years because I was like, I'll be ready next year. Yes. Just kidding. But anyways, growing up for them was a bliss for me, although it was difficult because we then separated with their father. Due to different issues and obviously growing up and obviously identifying things that were not good with the relationship. And I think when I looked at myself at that time, I said to myself, you know what, I made a vow, the ideal or the kind of family that I want to have and stability, control that I wanted to have, not only for me but for my family and my children. This was it. And when certain things did not go well, I then decided, no, I'm sorry, Kiatamaya, thank you so much. And you know how, when you start doing that, and
was it hard? Was it a hard decision to make?
You know, it's not a decision that came overnight. That I must say, it's not a decision that I woke up and said, today is the day for I am picking and no. It took incidences. It took emotions. It took physical abuse. It took emotional abuse. It took financial abuse. It took a point where I did not know who I was becoming as an individual, and it was frustrating me so much because in my head I have this picture that is so clear. Say familiaka, this, that, and our little empire, you know, that there was a bubble about this whole family, you know, and for me to see it falling apart,
it was not there.
I said to myself, I had failed. But then I also got to understand that I wouldn't have failed if the other party was more involved in what was equally participating. Because of, at the end of the day, it is not my relationship. It is our relationship.
And the kids.
It's a unit. It's a unit. But then at the end of the day, and carry them with me. I can only carry somebody up until a certain point, and once things are not working out, I'm sorry, it's a PC, bona. So like Billy, you have your own journey, you have your own ideas. Yes, communication is still very important. Where you have to talk about finances, where you have to be transparent.
Even about the kids
trust
themselves.
issues. Exactly. You know, you want to know, okay, fine, what kind of individuals are we bringing up, and what kind of responsibilities do we want them? What kind of
imparting also the
morals and principles
that you're gonna impart,
with
the values,
you know?
those
And
kids.
when I looked at it, it didn't resonate with me, and I thought to myself, no, I can't. Like there's no ways. But the decision when I made it came from when I recall in my very own home when I grew up, and I would see certain things and I would say, that is not going to happen to me.
Okay.
That is not going to happen to my children. I'm
I
not
normally
going to
call
allow
those,
1, 2, 3.
I normally call those generational curses.
Yeah.
Not curses in a bad way, because curse sometimes comes out strong. But there's things that the way ukule ngakhona, you wouldn't
It's
want
inheritance.
Yes, you take the good, but the ones that don't identify with you, and they become actually your reality, because then when you start seeing with you, then it's a no-no.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
You were like, nope.
the inheritance, I was like, no.
Mm-mm.
You know what? There are values, there are principles, there are morals, and there are things that are not acceptable. And therefore, I am moving along. But moving along was not easy, because then you still have
the real single parenting begins.
Then there's rejection.
Oh.
Rejection from family, rejection from friends, rejection from, because of, there are people that look at you from outside.
Okay.
And when they look at you from outside, they see a whole finished product. And when they see you, they admire you, they think you've made it, they think so big of you that you don't even know. But they don't even come to you and encourage you, or whatever the case is, or to find out
when it changes,
you know. But when things started changing, you know, and leave that stigma ya society gore no mosadi hana le bana tshwantse a nyale, and how you know, kill a return soldier, you know, those kind of things. So it's one of those things that broke me. But funny enough, I didn't break at the time when I was supposed to, because this happens 2012, right?
Sure.
It starts 2011, late 2011. We're missing the bills, we're not paying this, we're not paying that, and debt keeps on accumulating. Sure. But early 2012, things starts going even more south. So now I realize, no, I have to jump boat now. I have to jump ship now. But jumping ship came with a lot of me saying there are going to be labels, there are going to be all these things. Are we ready for it? And for some reason, there was this one thing that was always my sound voice that was just saying,
that kept
it's okay.
You going.
It's okay.
What kept you going? Yeah.
It's okay. But it's okay. You know, because of there is fear, there's courage. So I said to myself, this voice could not lead me astray. And I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to plan what's going to happen, but I'm moving. And I saw rejection from family. I saw rejection from friends. I started having people laughing, because now it was like, you were getting up the ladder, and then now, so, you know, and just when you think, you know, you are at the peak where your life is now elevating to get to a point that you wanted to, and in just less than 5 years, everything is just gone, you know.
Sure. Back to basics now.
You know, I do acknowledge that I had a lot of faults. I had a lot of mistakes. I contributed to us getting separated at the end of the day. I'm not going to deny that. And yes, maybe I wasn't ready. And there's, unfortunately, you know what?
True.
This is parenting. This is becoming a wife. This is marriage. There isn't.
I know.
But funny enough, his excuse would be, I didn't get lessons, as if I went to varsity or Rhodes University for being all of these things. But funny enough, when it came to performing duties within the relationship, I was the first one that was more dominating. And I think my domination was actually the actual problem, where the other individual was not really.
Okay.
But because of I treated this person like a child, you know, I then felt the weight on my shoulder, and I suddenly had 3 children instead of 2 children and a partner.
Do you think, before you move on, do you think is, because I hear that a lot from women, that when we circle, when we get married, women start taking over everything else and not have their partner as an equal. They start we want things to go to balandela at the back. Do you think is it a man or a woman thing, or is just individuals? Other people, they know how to, if you are a man, do your thing.
I think it's individuals, but also Rona Basadi, we tend to be more open with such discussions. If I am not certain of something, I have a sister like you, and I go also, you know what, this is what's going on, and therefore, how do I do it? But also we have this background that we grew up from, we see our mothers and our grandmothers and our aunties, generational, where they carry themselves in a certain manner.
All those things where it's like it's a woman's job, a thing too.
So all these things that we've heard growing up about women, also things that you see and then conversations that you have with different aunties, with different go-go's and everything. Like I always say, Nadi Chomitaka, a lot of them are over my age. It's probably 1 or 2, but they are under 35 and or maybe but most of them are like 2 years older or even 5 years older, which for me I've always found it blessing.
Then you were more matured anyway, because you are in the space of and then it became a problem.
It became a problem because of, at some point you don't know how to navigate. You know, you are expected to always have a plan to navigate, and when you don't find your way, you reroute the navigation, and then
it's your problem.
You know, and it's not a let's or let, whatever the case is. So what was very disturbing for me, I think, with the breakup and everything else, was when people started moving away. And that is when I felt like I needed a support system, I needed a support structure. There were very few people that were there at the time. But even so, it's not people where I could say, Hageri, financially.
Okay.
It's like, okay, we are there. It was more of people saying, okay, we are here, but we are not here. And it's also the thing of, I'm here,
but I don't know, like I can't help.
And unfortunately, the I'm here would always be just the conversations, or okay, let me take you out so that you can shabuki more, whatever the case.
And sometimes it's not enough.
And sometimes it's not enough, because sometimes instead of starting thinking budget wise, there's 2 children, 2 nappies, 2 milk, 2 double the crash,
everything,
you know, and you have to be mom, you have to be dad, you have to be the babysitter, you have to be the aftercare, you know. And I remember because I used to work for a company in Bruma Lake, so traveling from Soweto to Bruma Lake was a mission for me, because my aim was, if I can drop off the kids, go crash by 6 o'clock, then I know I've got an hour to get to work. But how I used to drive to work was very bad. It wasn't safe up until a point where I actually said to myself, do you realize that in this whole year, it's been just a rush? Everything of mine was a rush. There was no time to think. There was no time to reflect. There was no time to plan. Okay,
so you were chasing.
Planning was there, but it never happened the way it was supposed to.
You chasing a day.
Yes, I was chasing a day. So 5 o'clock, bana ba hlapa the night before, because there's no ways that we're going to bath
in the morning.
So I bath, phumula 5:30, and then kora to 6 rata, drop them off, run, get to work at least by 7 o'clock, so that hira 3:30, then I know.
You still need to come back earlier than everybody else.
You must pick the kids up. So the reason why I said I wanted to start work at 7, so 3:30 I can leave, and then it's about hurry 4:30 crash out. So at least before 5 o'clock I must be go crash. And the traffic from Bruma to Soweto It's like a nightmare. So that hour is not even realistic. But I tried to make it that hour.
Sure.
You know? And then you find the month end. You want to go pay your bills. You want to go do this. You want to go get groceries.
And
essentials
everything is
for
not
bana.
enough. Financially is not enough.
And financially,
Emotions.
go na le dikoloto tse le tse re di sileng ko morago. And unfortunately, because I was more stable, some of the koloto came onto me. But when we separated, we never even had that discussion because we were so mad at each other that we felt like we were okay with whatever.
Okay.
So I then had to deal with those debts and recover from them, as many were in my name.
And that takes you back.
It
because
takes
now
me back because
you
of
already got the
you
close
can
to
understand
30,
the time that I was with this person, we were sitting and we were planning and we were discussing and we were saying, okay, fine, let's give ourselves 2 years. Something smaller, nothing fancy, but within our.
and then all that is gone. Now it's only you.
Now there's only
Drawing
me.
board.
But now drawing board.
So where are you now? You back at home, or you are staying somewhere on your own with the kids?
No, with the blessing of that voice.
Yeah.
You know, that voice. I don't know who's that voice, but there's that voice. And you know, I love this voice because I've been so trusting in it that even today I can be uncertain of a lot of things. I can be in shambles. I can be in moments that I don't recognize myself in. But once that voice has spoken, I wait for it to speak. And once it's spoken, I will then sit down and say, what do I take away and what decision? And I must also remember, the decision that I'm going to make out of that, it's going to affect me for a long time. So it's very important that you don't just go with the first instinct or the first voice, but you also try and understand, okay, you saw it in this or you understood it in that. But then essentially, what is this voice trying to say? Because I think mom dana wedlosi.
Yeah. Okay.
Enye into ne. Angisumntana wedlosi. Okay, ngumntana wedlosi. So ngumusi ngaphalala babuluye ndimande. Wena kangwenya. Mandorondo. Thina sikhulusa bogogo. You know, yes, our moms and dads were around, but we grew up around families, and you know, sometimes there's this thing ekholayo, and
the bigger
you
power
just
that you
cannot explain it. But what happened is, in that year 2012, I then got a place. It was a cottage, very big enough for me and my children, and they were very little at the time. We were comfortable, we were happy, and I said to myself, you know what, let's do this. Everything. Tshepiso.
I actually remember that time when we were like, I'm doing this.
I'm not going out. If ever I said we are going out with the kids, it was my nearest park location. We go packing, we pack sandwiches, we go there for 2 hours and then we come back home. That was it. If ever we said we are going for an outing, we go to McDonald's and we buy the Happy Meals for them, not for me. 50 ranta euro for me, it made a difference.
Covers,
So I just knew if I said to go McDonald's, there's got the jungle gym, for them it was more than enough.
So you had to be specific about things and looking and ube, like
cutting out.
It was one
budget.
of those things that you told yourself that I am doing this.
Yes.
Not haphazardly.
No. Like cutting out budget. I'm not going out. I'm not meeting friends. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that for a year. And in that time, I was just pushing the color. And one time, mom called me and like, hey, Kebona Moni's paying. There's a house wherever. So worrying. I'm like, hey, I don't know. And somebody said, you know what? You'll never know if you're not going to try. And I mean, if I looked at the time, it was September, and I thought, no, man, but I was not ready now. I said a year, meaning a year starting from 2013. But I then said, okay, fine, I'll try it. And then, funny enough, they called me, come and see the house, view the house. It wasn't
and it's
the
still
most,
you and the kids.
It's just me and the kids. I do this process, not knowing anything about property, not knowing what I should look out for. And there are mistakes that I've done in the process because I could have gotten the house for far less than what I bought it for. But at the time, like, it's not about anything. I just said, you know what? If only I can have a roof over the children, even if I am no more, yes, even if I am no more, at least they wouldn't have something that they call home. And for me, that gave me more comfort than any amount that I had to put in on whatever the shape.
So it was the value of what it will give you than the value of the money that is attached to it. I love that.
More than anything else.
Because we do that a lot, where we attach expensive and forget the feeling. But you know what is comfortable and what is the need. Sometimes money, it's just that paper that read, that if value I find in a value of what you would get, or a feeling, or half the time. And that's,
I would always think I am an overspender. I am
No, I remember, I thought you were. I thought, this girl, I can't go shopping with this girl. Like, okay.
Like, I'm those people that spend spontaneously. And it's also came with a wave of emotions. So if you ever see me shopping, it wasn't because there was a need. Sometimes, yes, there was a want. But my shopping was more of a need than wants. And sometimes it spiraled out of emotions of not having this, or things not having to have gone right. And sometimes it was that thing of, you know what, I deserve this, make myself feel better. And sometimes it was to shadow myself from all these things that were being said in the process.
I hear you.
So it protected me, it made me feel better. And at the time I cared nothing about whatever. Like, get to do work club. Or the July, that horse in the race. And I'm not
number one spot,
Who was saying what? Who was shouting that on the sidelines? For me, that was not important. And funny enough, that September, the process went up for a month or so, and then the bank called me, you approved for the house and everything. And I was overwhelmed, and I thought, wow, so
it's happening.
So now we're here. But little did I know that at that point in time, I had come to my breaking point.
Oh, wow.
I had come to my breaking point where I was so exhausted. A year and a half later, I was so exhausted. But funny enough, I still continued. I started putting on a face so people
I remember that time very well.
Can think that I'm okay.
All is okay.
So it went on 2012, 2013, 2014. And like 2013, I think I moved to the house 2012 in December. And then I stayed there for a year, 2013, 2014, hustling, doing whatever and pushing life and still carrying on, chasing the day, and sadly it caught up with me in 2015. One day I wake up and it's like,
you're tired.
Like, can I not just do anything? Can I forget?
Physically, emotionally, everything. Mentally,
every fiber of me was tired. Everything was shutting down, and I just did not understand what was going on at the time. But I knew that was a problem.
Okay.
I knew there was a problem, but how do I identify this problem and what do I call it? And if I'm going to say, Auspumzi, this is what's going on, how do I explain it? Will there people even understand what I'm talking about? Then I started saying, hey, you know what, let's deal with this on our own.
Okay.
Because now you're not sure what's going on.
Because it's like, it's not you say, my elbow is sore, I can't move it.
My throat is sore, I ate pork and I know them. No, it wasn't that. It was none of those things.
Sure.
It wasn't even physical pain.
But you are just in the state.
It was pain, but it came with emotions, waves of emotion, raging emotions, unbalanced emotions, emotions that have been closed up, and not allowed to come out.
Okay.
And you wake up one day and this thing is just saying, this is where I can carry you. This is as far as I can carry you. I've done what I can, But right now, I think you need to seek for external intervention. How that external intervention, external intervention, but you are not yourself, and you can see it. Because I started skipping work.
Okay.
I started making excuses for not going to work, and I think it caught up with me.
I remember that was a shutdown where in us as friends as well.
Yes.
You like distant where like I can't reach you no matter how much.
Yes.
I couldn't reach you.
Yeah.
I remember that.
It
time.
was that thing where, you know, you've shuttered everybody out and go and are you just thinking, okay, fine, I'm safer on my own.
Yeah.
Because of if I can provide bread, if we still have electricity, we still have a roof, then what else do I want? But then I didn't realize that, you know what, I actually needed a pillar of strength. I actually needed a support system. I actually needed a shoulder to cry on. I actually needed people who would understand me, and actually needed somebody who said, I feel you, I'm here for you. And I actually wanted somebody who was gonna hold my hand and say, it's okay. It's okay not to be strong anymore, but should you fall, you know. And it's sad that
and everybody missed that.
Everybody missed that. And you know, my confusion was, how do I have so many people
and they can't
around
see
me,
this, they can't see
and
the changes.
nobody can see, nobody can recognize, and when they see me, they see the normal strong me. And for me, that was always my pressure point, where people will say, oh, you're so strong, you know, no, we admire you, you know, raising 2 children on your own and everything. And I'm thinking, guys, there's far more behind the scenes than what you think you see. And funny enough, I was good at covering that, because all the things that I wanted, all the things that I bought, I used them to cover the pain. I used them to cover everything that I was uncertain about at that time.
And how did you know
so
what
the,
was going
the
on?
dressing up,
Yeah.
the making sure that I was fit, go to gym all the time. So those were my defense mechanism points, where I use them as that thing that will help me to draw strength from, you know. And
people see that what Jima was like it's happy, or they don't see the other part,
and let's sometimes be a clown, and people would miss this clown to say, hey man, this clown is, yes, there's a clown in
Ramona Tepi, but there's another point two. Yeah, Tepi, that is not normal.
The sense of humor has escalated to a level that it's almost like it became a norm. I actually, it became
and both. I remember it was a sense of humor and
a coping mechanism. And in the 5 minutes I'll be there, and in the next 5 minutes I'll be like, yep, sorry, that was me. But then one day I woke up and like I said, the night before, in the morning, their clothes are there and it's prepared. They all need to dress up, eat, and then we go. But that morning I actually woke up and I said to them, I was in bed instructing them, dress up. Once you have done dressing up, there are 3, 4, I think. Dress up. Once you've dressed up, come and call me and I'll take you to school. At 7:30. And normally by 5 o'clock, 5:30, I'm already up. I prepare, I do everything, I dress them up, I wipe them, I change their nappies, whatever the case is, so that have a fit like a crash, they look on point. But that morning I wouldn't even have cared for it. Whether never no. I just said, dress up. Once you are done, call me, let's go.
Sure.
And I remember my son coming to me and saying, Mommy, and I was deep in sleep. Deep, Mama. And like, and then he says, and I took them in a rush.
Like a deep sleep
off.
that you don't even remember.
In that 30 minutes of saying, I was gone. But funny enough, I was struggling to sleep at night. But during the day, I was also afraid of the daylight. I was afraid of going outside. I would leave my curtains undrawn because it made me feel like Tshepiso. So that gave me comfort.
Like when you're skipping work, you sleep.
Yeah, sleep.
Okay.
Do nothing but sleep. wake up in the morning, drop the kids at creche, come back, sleep. They get alarm clock, and then alarm clock is time to go and fetch them. So again, go and fetch them, come back, and then give them whatever that's there, and then sleep. So my children survived on junk food, I think, for about a couple of days, if not a week.
That's heavy.
And one day, I don't know what happened, and something said to me, have you realized what you are becoming? And I said, no. And
That inner voice, you know,
Yeah,
God
it's
works
like,
in mysterious
do
ways.
you realize what you're becoming? And I'm like, no. It's like, did you see what you've done to the kids? I said, what did I do? Well, let's start. And then it started from that morning when I said, you guys prepare yourselves and then wake me up.
Now they're
That hit
taking
me so
care
much.
of themselves.
Yeah. And it hit me so much that it was a breaking point to say, you need to go and find help.
Yeah.
It's not their fault that you're
Not your
in this
fault,
condition. And when they see you like this, what must happen?
Yeah.
And
I just watch. Oh, guys, conversation.
yeah.
Okay. Can we sip water and
Yes,
continue?
please.